All right, having a little fun. I would like to talk today a little bit about phrasing. Blues phrasing, and just phrasing in general, the way I phrase and what I think about when I'm phrasing, Um, I talked about a few days ago, I talked about this bulletproof kind of guitar, no matter what you have to play, you have to bring it when you go on stage. Well, this is the second kind of part of that kind of phrasing and saying something in spite of it all. And at this point, after playing for over 30 years, I don't really play just like another guitar player. You will hear quotes and you will hear different things that I grab lovingly, proudly. I wear all of my heroes, really close to my heart. You well know that. And I'm such a fan of the music. But at some point, you have to really just bring it. You have to bring it for yourself, and you're sort of as Eric Johnson said in his Total Electric Guitar video, you're kind of an amalgamation of all of the things that you love. Basically, he said something like that, And I really believe that more and more as the years go by, I really, really believe that, more. And it's really a beautiful thing, especially for me coming into songwriting too, because you really can write a song and incorporate a lot of the things that you love, and to me, that's very exciting. That's new, exciting and new. The Love Boat. Yeah, so, it's just something that I really, do on stage from time to time. If I'm in a rut or if my tone or something is bothering me or whatever, I can pull from these different ideas from some of my heroes and things. I can approach, say, a shuffle or something like that. I can approach that in a way like, oh man, let me play kind of a B.B. King inspired thing, or let me play a T-Bone Walker. Or if I'm really playing for myself, I'll try and do really more obscure artists like Jimmy Dawkins, or Willie James Lyons, or maybe even a little B. Houston or something like that, Sammy Long. And I'll play for myself sometimes, and just kind of just use those as a title. Like, you're writing a paper and you have a title and you have, or, you're brainstorming in a meeting, so you have one topic and then everybody starts to put their input. So I kind of do this in my brain. I kind of go, oh man, how would Albert King approach this? How would B.B. King approach this? It all wind up kind of sounding the same or sounding like me, but it's just inspiration that you're drawing, as well as great singers. You listen at singers, music is all around you. Music is all around you, like Miles Davis said. It's around us. And you just have to draw from all these experiences. I'm by far not a jazz musician at all. But to have the freedom, the melodic freedom, and all of those different things, and just to hear a melody or something that you've heard, you might take that in, and it might just come out in your playing some other kind of way. So that means you have to keep your ears open to everything around you. Music is in the air. You just have to listen to it. These things are really simple. I listen to a lot of records and a lot of music, and I go, wow, there's so much to be said and so much to gain inspiration from, I mean, you listen at a record, a lot of times I listen to more modern music, and I love modern music too. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad, And I'll hear like a lot of the same grooves, the same beats. Maybe the melodic content is a little different and stuff like that. And I go, wow, man, everybody needs to just go and listen to that, a Marvin Gaye record. So I don't think we should ever not, forget about listening to a lot of older music just to gain inspiration from, phrasing and everything, and just incorporating this phrasing from the past now, because it might give a different spin on it, something like that. That's what I think. And also, a new record came in the mail that I really love. I've had this on CD for many, many, many years, and now I have it on vinyl. And it's one of the greatest records of all time. Mr. Jimmy Dawkins, God rest his soul, and big voice Oda. And also the great Otis Rush is on this record too. It is fantastic. It's called All for Business, and it's one of my favorite Jimmy Dawkins records of all time. And the CD, I believe, has more tracks on it, but, I always like the record. That's enough for me. The tracks, usually on the record are enough. Sometimes when they put extra stuff on there, it's different. Like Band of Gypsies, it was great. I love just hearing the songs that was on Band of Gypsies, but that's just me. Of course, I got all of the unreleased stuff too, but I'm just saying. But anyway, this record is amazing. I love it. All for Business, Moon Man, Down So Long. I had to read the titles because it's different than my CD I had. But anyway, definitely do yourself a favor and listen to Jimmy Dawkins. He was one of the unsung heroes of Chicago blues guitar. Him along with people like Sun Seals was amazing. I mean, you listen at those early Sun Seal records and it's so upfront and such an urgency on those records. And that's things that you can get now. You can take some of those things, recording and try and bring in some of that live urgency to the sound of your records to kind of be a little different, Hey, I'm just giving suggestions. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. And I'm going to try and do my best, drink a little coffee this morning here. Oh, and another little thing, too, about I've been getting a lot of questions about this PRS Silver Sky. Yeah, I mean, I really like it. It's crazy because it doesn't sound exactly like a Strat, nor do I want it to. This is something different, and I want it to sound different, I like immaculately playing guitars. I like for guitars to play really immaculately. I like to draw out all of the soul, or, if I want to fight it, I just figure out ways to make it sound like I'm fighting the guitar. Or do whatever. I just try and make the guitar do whatever I want. But I want the guitar to be very, great playing and everything. I want it to just be flawless up and down the neck. I want the high notes to be warm and rich, and I want the low notes to be tight, and I want the action to be not too low, not too high, pretty standard across the board, and I kind of come to guitars now, more recently, now that I kind of just sound like myself on most guitars anyway, I kind of come at it with a blank page. I don't think of vintage or think of new or whatever. I think of just the guitar sounding great. I have vintage guitars that I love, and I will always be a vintage guitar player, but when you can only bring one guitar, and you got a front of band, I've talked about this before, you need a guitar that's going to be in tune both ways, stay in tune and play in tune, So I like the beauty of PRS guitars. I like the really fine things. It's like B.B. King or any of my heroes. A lot of my heroes played really beautiful guitars. I mean, you look at the Gibson ES355, Lord have mercy. That looks like a piano or something. When you see the Albert Lee instructional videotape of that black Les Paul Custom with 3 pickups in it, it's just elegant. It looks fantastic, And when a lot of these guys were recording those records, there wasn't vintage guitars, I mean, they just, I guess, probably found the finest guitar. BB went through a million guitars before he settled on the 355. There's pictures of BB with Fender, Strats, Telecasters, maybe even an Esquire, gold top Les Pauls, 175s, ES5s, probably Switchmasters, everything. He just went through all of the guitars available, And that's sort of me too. I sort of tried to figure out what I really like. And then if you got a fantastic guitar, well made, I'm the blues guitar player. The guitar, I don't look at guitars as like, oh, well, that guitar doesn't have a unique sound or that or whatever. I'll make it have a unique sound. I trust in my abilities to be able to make it sound how I want to sound. So I'll take any guitar, acoustic guitar, whatever I choose to play, and make it sound like blues, because that's what I'm playing on it, So I don't need a guitar to dictate to me how to play blues or anything like that. So, I'm just saying, for me, what I like and what I'm looking for, it's a lot more factors in it besides just, looking at something with your eyes and saying, oh, this is a great vintage guitar, or this is a relic, or this is whatever. No, I want the best. I want it well made. I want it to play really good, and I want to not think about the instrument. I want to get the sounds that I like out of it. I want it to sustain a whole lot, play in tune, feel good, all of those kind of things. Because why? Because that's what I like. And there's so many other things in this world that are complicated. So why play a guitar that's going to be complicated? Not be in tune and all that stuff. So I'll go on playing PRS guitars and my vintage guitars, and that's the one thing I can have a lot of fun, and I can say whatever I want to play. I can do whatever I want when it comes to guitars. There aren't that many other things I can say that about. Anyway, you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you very soon. Remember, my new record is coming out, and also, please subscribe to my blues channel. I'll still be doing as much as I can, doing little guitar lessons and little things that I pick up and I think about that inspire me, that I want to share with you. I want to tell you about it. So please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Morning.